Ramon, like I said, Ramon has some hits.
What you're not going to do is be disrespectful to
Ramon?
The first love of my life. That's what we're not. I was waiting for that reaction.
Let's go. Let's mother
I was waiting
go.
for that reaction. Welcome back to another episode of Life After I Do. I am your host that you'll be kicking it with for the next 45 minutes to an hour, and I go by the name of Nisha G.
Nisha mother
also known as Hi Nisha.
Nisha?
And I'm here today with
Kai to the Nisha the.
That's not.
Hi Nisha.
Oh, what's your name, babe? Who are you?
I'm your motherfucking husband.
Mm-hmm.
Or as my daughter says, Mom, that's your husband.
She does. She be like, Mom, that's your husband.
Molito. Otherwise known as Mo, Dad,
Babe,
DeMel, really Maurice.
You have all the AKAs.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Booskies.
Hi.
How you feeling?
I feel
you look beautiful.
Overall. Thank you.
Let me just say you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You know purple's my favorite color.
I do.
And you trying to do something to me today.
Oh.
Now look here. You got my loins burning.
Oh.
In a good way.
Not your
not
in the words of Phoenix, not your loins.
In a good way. I'm not talking about in the STD way. In a good way. Like I got fire in them. I got there's passion down there for you right now because you and that color is making me.
Well, you're creeping me out with your old man talk, so that's not, it's doing the opposite for me. I'm happy that you're turned on because I am not.
I said, I'm going to give me a wig and start doing my Uncle, Uncle Perm from TikTok, that old guy that I'm going to be doing my paralease because he be taking me out.
I cannot.
You want your water bill paid? You know what you got to do.
No, I'm going to just have to go without water, or I'm going to go to my neighbors and ask if I can bum a 24-pack of water off of her, because if I got to do all that, like, and here's the thing, this is what's funny. These are the thoughts that I have sometimes. I used to think like, okay, like sex workers, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you're a true sex worker, right? Mm-hmm. You like each man is like a client. Like, you know, and I would sometimes when I was like out in public, if I saw a man that was just like not attractive or like had really nasty, dirty fingernails, dirty jeans, and I would think like, oh, he would be a client. Oh, I couldn't. Like,
how was your week? How was your week? Because you wildin'.
I used to think about stuff like that.
How was your week?
My week.
Let's talk about your week. Let's get
My week was good, except I have a bum elbow, and it's like it's making me feel I'm not weak.
I'm sorry, what?
I have my elbow probably hurts because I was trying to show you up. So
I don't know why you were trying to show me up.
I'm teasing, babe.
I don't know why.
No, I don't know. I think I don't know. I think I tweaked it a little bit. Aww. Like, when I did my wrist, I made an adjustment when I already had the weight in my hand. And that was a terrible decision.
Because you were trying to be like me.
I wasn't trying to be like you.
You see me do that sometimes.
Actually, that's not what it was.
Cool,
what it was is that it wasn't sitting on the out part of my hand when I had picked up the weight. And so I was like, oh, I'll just adjust it while I'm holding a 55-pound weight. And that wasn't the smartest idea. But now I do feel like once my elbow feels better because I got new wrist wraps, it's game over.
For you bitches, huh?
It's game over. But then I also just realized that to be a part of the 600-pound club, straps and stuff are not allowed. So I can't wear straps for that, which is fine. But I'm talking about for my regular weightlifting sessions. I feel like
I really thought you were going to come in here and be like have good energy and high energy about your crafting you've been doing because you back.
Oh, well, I am. I'm back in my crafting bag.
You knee deep. You all the way in it. I would say you knee deep, but you up to your neck in it now.
Bye. I have had a sewing machine for about a year now, and it's been sitting at my craft table.
Hold on. She's had a new sewing machine.
A new sewing machine.
She's
yes, I have one in the garage.
Sewing machine in the garage for
decades. Well, that's neither here nor there. And I feel like a little bit of judgment, and I don't need the judgment is what I'm trying to say. But anywho, I was like, oh, I really want to open my, it was open. It was just sitting there. But I was like, I really want to knock the dust off of it and, use it. And I really wanted to teach Phoenix how to use it because she has asked before about learning how to sew. And I do embroider. So in case you guys don't know, I do custom apparel. So I do embroidery.
Not
I do
trying
vinyl.
to plug yourself on my platform.
No, goodbye. But I do all of that stuff. So anywho, I wanted to get back into my sewing, and it was really important because I wanted to teach Phoenix how to sew. So we've been practicing making these makeup bags, and it's been going really well. It's I enjoy crafting. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's going good.
It's going good. And so then I know one of my friends, she was like, you really like crafting. You like creating stuff and stuff like that, huh? And I was like, yeah. I was like, funny enough, I actually have a degree in it too. Yeah. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I actually do.
That's what you went to school for.
It's actually what I went to school for. So I was like, I actually have a whole still paying on it. So
not the still paying on it.
So
took me out.
So if you need anything made,
took me out.
Just let me know.
Still paying on it.
Still paying on it.
I'm gonna just keep it short because you took a lot of time.
Oh my gosh.
My week was great. I feel like I'm making great progress. I like I said, 2025 is the year. Maurice is working on Maurice, and I
love it.
I see a lot of my faults. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be my main priority is being a better father and
having a better perspective.
Right. This child is pushing me to my limit daily, but I will say she looks so adorable today in her old lady outfit.
Oh my gosh. She was so cute.
She was so cute.
You know what I watched? So I was checking to see if the door. Sorry, I was checking to see if the door was locked, and so I started watching the video from this morning when she ran back in to get her sweater, and she's like running, and she's got this wig on, and she's at the front door. And I was gonna post her and be like, "Who is this woman at my door?"
Matter of fact, now I'm gonna go download it from the website. But yeah, so I mean, I've had a great week. My only downside, which I'm trying to remain positive, is that the scale is not moving.
It is moving,
but I'm gonna just sum it up to I got more muscle now.
You do.
I will say that today in the gym, I was like, damn, I look kind of strong.
I got some good footage of you.
I said, okay. I was kind of feeling. It was a little vain. I was kind of feeling myself. But
I took some video of him, and I was like, okay.
So I'm feeling myself. And I'm excited. I'm very looking forward to a lot of things coming up. But I'm just trying to work on myself, and I'm happy with the progress. So that's it. My week has been great.
I'm proud of you.
My family has been great. My wife is as beautiful as ever. Let me tell y'all, my wife, she been working on her glutes and hammies.
Oh my gosh!
And that shelf is shelving. Okay,
exciting.
Go ahead, put a whole dinner up there. Groceries.
I will say, working out together
makes you push harder.
No,
I'm
gonna push hard anyway.
Doubtful.
I'm gonna show up anyway. My elbow is quite literally inflamed. But do you think that stopped me from doing pull-ups today? Because it did it.
Pull-up look a little weak.
It did it though. Did you think it stopped me from doing rows? Because it did it. God. Now, can I barely move it now? Yes, I can barely. Does it hurt to extend my arm? It absolutely does.
I did it, but I shouldn't have done it.
I shouldn't have done it, but
it's like that meme. Oh, you lift weights? What did you do when you got hurt? Kept lifting.
I kept lifting.
Fucking legend.
Yeah, at the end it says fucking legend. You got hurt. What did you do? I kept lifting. That's exactly it. You saw me struggle on that left arm row.
And on your bicep, girl. But
I still did it. I still did it. So
what we got today, Bilskis?
So it is our 2 cents episode. Every beginning part of the month.
It's about to get messy.
I don't know if it's going to get messy.
I'm going to be messy. I'm going to make everything messy.
We have this segment because my husband likes drama, guys.
Look at
He really should.
I like other people's drama.
Yes.
I don't like drama in my life.
Okay, but he likes other people's drama. So I don't even know what to say about that aspect of his personality.
Where else am I going to be able to use all of these black sayings that I have built up in me?
Bye, Maurice.
What else I'm going to say? Couldn't be me. You better than me, player.
Wait, what was
I
that
ain't the one
video
or the
somebody
two.
did on TikTok? And it was like black insults when you don't even know that they're insults.
Right. I didn't agree with all.
Couldn't be me.
You better than me.
But to each his own.
Right?
That's my favorite one. To each his own.
My favorite black insult is bless
Look,
your heart.
If it was good for you.
If you like it, I love it.
If you like it, I love it.
If it's good for you, it's good for you.
It's good for you. I love that for you.
I love that for you.
That's my other favorite one. I love that for you.
One of my favorites is bless your heart.
Yeah, bless your heart.
That is so disrespectful.
I remember when we had feet, I was like, if somebody look at my baby and be like, bless her heart, I'll be like, cute, she is cute.
We fighting on site.
Okay, because she is cute. Hairline missing and all.
That's your
She's
baby.
cute.
Bless her heart.
No, you can't say bless your heart to my baby. We fighting. We're going to fight. I swear I will fight. Tell my baby, bless your heart.
Is that your baby?
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
Shout out to Bruce. Bless her heart.
I will say that most babies do look like potatoes for the first 3 weeks.
First of all, my child did not look like a potato.
I said most babies look like potatoes because they ain't got no real features. They just there.
Because they fresh out the oven. You got to let like everything mold and like.
You know how you got to let
the air hit them.
You know how like you got to let a brisket cool down for like
that's what
you cut it.
You got to let the air hit it.
It's the same thing with the baby. You got to let it cool down for a little bit.
So really, you shouldn't be letting people see the baby for at least like a month. Yeah, like let them.
Maybe
cool.
Rihanna onto something.
Goodbye.
Oh, hold on, real quick. Unrelated. Shout out to Rihanna.
She looks great,
and not personally, and Fenty.
Yeah,
because these Fenty outfits I'm gonna buy my wife. So this ass can be asking. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I told him this morning about there's like this cherry red blossom 2-piece workout set, and then there's a bodysuit, and I was like, I'm just putting you on notice. That's about to be in cart.
Let me just say this.
That's going to cart right now.
We need to get started, but I'm gonna say this. I am one of them. I'm one of these. My wife will attest to this. I am one of the black men that when I say I like black women, I mean I like black women. Oh, and when I see a black woman in any bright color, I be like, look at that sunshine over there.
He'd be like, babe,
look at that.
Did you see that 2-piece she had on? Because that was cute. I like that. What's that? Who that by? I like that.
You know, the bright colors against a black woman's skin, and I don't care what shade of black you are.
I mean, we can wear any color,
but when you got that bright, when black women get in a spring bag,
oh my gosh,
which I can't wait. That's why spring is my favorite season, because not only do I get sundresses, I get bright, colorful clothes,
and nails.
I'll be like, look at this here,
the toes.
Look at God.
Really? Look at God.
Look at God.
He did this just for me.
Look at God.
He made me a man for this reason right here.
Don't let me see you out in public as a black woman in a yellow sundress.
No, not a yellow sundress.
With a yellow sundress with rocking a pineapple or a fro. Shit.
Y'all excuse my husband, please.
Shit.
This man.
Oh, look at that goddess over there.
I can't with you. I can't.
Okay, go ahead, read the first one.
And then I'd be waiting for my 9-inch short seam.
I'm not doing that.
Kings.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He refuses to wear shorts for me.
No, I wear shorts. She want me to wear booty shorts.
9-inch seams are not booty shorts.
You want me to wear 7-inch seam
because you
shorts.
have the thighs to do it.
I don't.
You have the legs to do it.
Okay, what's the first one?
Okay, don't run over me.
What's the first
Don't
one?
run over me. Don't do that.
I was just talking about how I really appreciate my black queen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and hop into Armful Songs. Okay, this one, it's not a lot of drama. It's actually like asking real advice.
They want advice? Oh,
it's a real thing. Okay,
let's go.
Am I the asshole for divorcing my depressed wife because her depression and depression-induced spending are dragging me down?
Oh, depression-induced spending?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. At what point do I leave my wife because of her depression and her depression-induced spending that's dragging me down? When my wife and I met, I was an MBA program and she was finishing up her certification process to become a nurse anesthesiologist. I was drawn to the drive and optimistic view of the world. We were both young adults who saw the world as an endless source of opportunity. We discussed having kids when we were more established in our career. After graduation, we both went to work. I got a job consulting, making $200K a year with a signing bonus, and have continued to grow in my career. My wife was crushing it at her dream hospital, making $150K before overtime. We were happy, traveling, and enjoying ourselves. We eventually bought our dream home and were truly living our dreams. Until about 3 years ago, my wife had a mental breakdown at home between shifts at the hospital. She was eventually hospitalized for a few weeks. After she came home, we agreed that she would take 6 months off to recover and that I would take care of us. Immediately, she started spending an average of $2,000 to $3,000 every week, traveling with her friends and weekend trips. She stopped helping around the house and was constantly out of the house. I completely supported this for 6 months. She said it was part of her healing process, and I understood entirely through sickness and in health.
Mm-hmm.
Then the agreed 6 months passed, and I asked if she was ready to return to work at least part-time. This caused her to shut down, so I backed off. Then a year passed, and I revisited again. Another breakdown ensued. I asked if she was ready to consider starting a family and just being a homemaker instead of going back to work. We were in a great financial position and didn't need her money. She agreed, and for the last year, we have been trying to have a baby. We've even done fertility testing and been giving "you are both healthy, so keep trying" last week from the doctor. Last week, I was driving her car and I dropped my phone, so I pulled over to grab it from underneath the driver's seat. And to my surprise, I found birth control pills. I was shocked and turned around on my way from work to confront her. She broke down and called me an abuser for trying to force kids onto her. She's never told me that she didn't want kids, and I would absolutely never push her. She then started blaming me for the breakdown. She said it's my fault she can't work. I then brought up how I have handled 95% of the cooking and cleaning for the past 3 years because I was just trying to support her and allow her to heal while she traveled and racked up a $10,000 credit card bill every single month for me to pay off. She has shut down and refuses to talk to me. I've been sleeping at our vacation house because she says it's detrimental to her mental health to share a space with me as her abuser. I can't shake the feeling that I have been lied to and taken advantage of now for years. I want a divorce, but at the same time, if she is genuinely sick, I don't want to abandon her. Am I the asshole for even considering leaving my sick wife? I can't shake the feeling that I'm selfish for even considering this.
Not at all. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I feel this way.
Please.
If she sees you as her abuser, I would make myself scared so that she don't feel like she's being abused.
He did. He's sleeping at the vacation house.
No. I'm gonna make myself completely scared.
Mm.
So I mean, if you can't be in my presence because that triggers you, my presence comes with my money. So now my money is gone too, and you are able-bodied. You're able to work, because my thing is, if you're, I don't see this as, I mean, hold on, I might be a little judgy here. I don't see this as the type of depression that I label as depression, because you're not, I see depression as like you isolating, you don't want to do certain things because you can't do certain things. If you're able to rack up $10K a month and travel and go on girls trips and all that, I don't see you being that much depressed where you can't work. And then to sit here and agree to have children with me because you just want to stay, so you can stay home, and then take birth control. So the whole time we not getting pregnant because of you. It sounds like you just want me to take care of you, and that's not what we signed up for. So I would go ahead and say, well, obviously this is not working for us, because it's not working for me, because as the man, I have to put my happiness in, to some degree, as a priority. I've given you the last 3 years to get to work on yourself and prepare yourself, and you've done nothing but postpone things going back to the way they were before. So no, I don't feel sad, or I wouldn't feel any type of way about the divorce, because I've tried. I've done my part. That's all I'm saying. Thoughts?
Okay. First off.
Okay, here we go.
What?
Anytime my wife say first off, she got
okay. First off, depression presents itself in different ways to different people. Okay.
Okay.
People can very much be depressive spending. That is a thing. Okay. Just like people can overeat, but still put on a happy face and go to work. Same rules can apply. So I don't agree with you there. I think depression looks different for everybody because everybody wears a different face. Everybody presents depression completely different. So I don't agree with you there. I do think that he is kind of maybe stuck in between a rock and a hard place because, like he said, on one hand, he kind of feels like, okay, it feels like he's being taken for. But on the other hand, it's like, but if she is genuinely sick, how can I abandon her? Because like he said in the one of the sentences or the paragraphs when I was reading, for sickness and in health, right? So if this is one of those situations where it's sickness and in health, and because it's not showing up where it doesn't benefit you at this period in the relationship, then him saying like, that's why I feel a little guilty. It's only been 3 years. And I don't say only 3 years, like that's not an extended amount of time. That is an extended amount of time. But that's the thing about relationships. And that's the thing about, it's not just relationships, but marriages more, specifically is you can and will have periods of time where things don't work in your favor, or you feel like you're giving more than you're getting. And because you're going through that period, it's like, okay, so should I just throw in the towel because I don't know when this is going to end? So you have to make a decision. Like, I understand what you're saying about him having to prioritize his happiness and his life as well, because he's in the relationship also. I get that. And I do agree with that. But like, again, I said, for me, it's only been 3 years. Okay. But I do feel like he's between a rock and a hard place. The other thing is, I do think it is really selfish of her to lead him on in a way where we are trying to start a family and you are leading me on saying like, okay, yeah, I'm in this with you. We're going to start a family. But then you're behind my back taking birth control pills. And then he also mentioned that they were doing fertility treatments. That's expensive.
They got tested. They wouldn't have their fertility.
Okay, yeah. So, but I mean, in either case, it was dishonest. What I get from reading this with him explaining it, I do think that if she just would have came to him and simply said, hey, I don't want to go back to work. I don't think me going back to work is beneficial to my mental health right now, but I also am not 100% ready to start a family. If we can come to some type of agreement for maybe I can just be here for like another year, another 2 years, and then we can revisit, or maybe we can actually start working on the family. That's different because like he said, we don't need her income. Yeah. He's already said,
they got a vacation home. They're doing fine.
They have a vacation home. But like he said, we don't need her income. And the only reason why it sounded like he prompted to start the family anyway is because he's saying, well, if you're not going to work and you're going to be at home anyway, then this would be a perfect time for us to like start a family, And if that's not something she wanted to do, then she could have been vocal about that too. If he's been taking care of everything for the past 3 years and she not cooking, she not cleaning, she not going to work, and all she doing is racking up credit card bills and, living the good life, if that's helping her mentally, then that's a conversation that needed to be had, because maybe he wouldn't have said, okay, I don't support the $3,000 every week, but if you can cut it down to $1,500 or something, and maybe we do a girls trip every 6 months or whatever the case may be, we don't know all of the dynamics. But I say all that to say that, yes, I do feel like it was a little bit unfair to him. But again, we also don't know, and we can't speak to what depression looks like for her. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
And I will say everything you said is valid and it could very much well be true. But as you're reading, when she had the nervous breakdown in between shifts at home, whatever that may happen, right? They agreed that it would be 6 months. The 6 months came. They talked about the subject. She pushed back. He said, "Cool, no problem." She didn't push back. She broke down, and he decided to back off. So she broke down. He backed off. They had the conversation again in a year. She broke down. He backed off. Right. This is a repeating pattern. Right. So now it's a year. So now it's been 3 years, or now it's been 2 years, and she said, "Hey, well, if you don't want to work, how about we have a family?" Then she agrees to that.
I know. That's what I just said.
I know you said it. And then behind his back, she's taking birth control.
Yes. That's not fair to him.
Right? So it's that the behind the back taking birth control is dishonest.
Yes. So I agree.
So I'm not going to sit here and hold this man to sickness and health when she's not love, honoring, and respecting because she's being dishonest. So she's the one breaking the vows because he was trying to uphold the vows by being there for her in her time of need, but she's not upholding hers. So, like I said, I would not hold it against him if he filed and went through a divorce because he attempted.
Yeah, I didn't say I would hold it against him. I'm just saying I'm talking to the fact where he said that he still feels guilty. That he feels guilty for having the thought because in his, like how he's saying in his mind, if she is truly genuinely sick, I don't want to abandon her. And I get that.
But here's the other thing. This to me sounds like one of those things where something needs to be done sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Before it turns into resentment.
Yes. Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
So make the split now while it can be somewhat civil before you get to the point where you just don't care because now you feel like she's wasted so much of your time.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're also negating why the breakdown happened in the first place.
Well, he never said that.
Exactly. Like no one just has a mental breakdown out of nowhere, especially when the way he set it up. He was like, she was making $150. I was making $200. We got a vacation home. We traveling. Like if life was so good.
What happened?
There's something else we don't know about. Yeah. There's something else because the picture he painted in the beginning is like, you know what I mean? Like if that was the case, y'all making $350K a year and traveling, you ain't got no kids. Ballin'. Yeah, ain't got no kids. You got multiple homes. It would sound like you're living the good life. So what was the breakdown?
What's the issue?
What was the issue? Right. What was happening in the brain? Like, you know what I mean? Or there's more information that we don't know about. Right. There's a lot of other things to consider that was not said before, you know? He painted a pretty picture. Came on there and was like, need advice. Don't know if I should leave my wife, you know? Yeah. And that might be playing a part as to why he also feels guilty.
Yeah, okay. Well, sir, you wouldn't be the asshole. That's my answer. No, I say no. My wife probably says maybe, but I say no. I say no.
I didn't say maybe. But okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. I know what you're saying.
Like I always say, lines have to be drawn. Boundaries have to be set. Limits have to be displayed.
Okay. This one. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
So my husband doesn't understand that I am tired.
You ain't doing enough.
I'm a stay-at-home mom with a full-time work-from-home job, and I have a 9-month-old baby boy.
Oh, she's super tired.
My husband doesn't understand why I need a break, which usually happens when I take a shower. I find it difficult to relax when I can hear the baby crying. It's not that the baby specifically prefers me. My husband has bonded with him as well. All I ask is that when I take a shower, that he engages with the baby so that I can have a moment of peace without the background noise of the crying. When I try to take a break, my husband often stays on his phone while the baby cries nonstop in the background. My husband runs his own business, which takes a maximum of 4 hours out of his day and not including weekends. The rest of his time is spent watching sports, placing bets, and late night hangouts with his friends. My job is also pointless as he easily covers all of our household bills, but considers me to be quote unquote lazy if I don't go to work. I am so tired. I have not had a full night's sleep since I was 3 months pregnant. How do I get him to understand and respect the fact that I am tired?
You not, because you don't understand it.
Because
this is what you need to do.
He says that he considers her to be lazy if she doesn't work.
Yeah, I heard that part too, which is ridiculous. This is what you need to do.
He gonna tell you. This is what you need to do.
Leave his ass there by himself with that baby for a full day.
Just leave.
Just leave him.
Because if you say anything to him, he's gonna
he's gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, I got to get some out the car. Go to the car.
And just leave.
Go to the car.
Oh my gosh, no.
Leave
your phone at home.
Because I guarantee you, after 3 hours of actually having to attend to a 9-month-old, he will understand the amount of work it takes. Right now, and the other thing is, I don't understand how you can't see that if you're putting in 40 hours and raising the 9-month-old at the same time, and he only working 4 hours a day. So essentially he got
He got the rest of the day to himself.
He got 16 hours free a day.
Yeah.
While you over here, and he can't. Yeah.
And like she said, he makes more than enough money to carry them. She said, my job is pointless. So basically, she's only working to satisfy the notion that he doesn't think that she needs to just be at home all day with the baby, because the other hours that the baby don't need her, she could be working.
And I mean, this will be unpopular. Me personally, I would question this manhood.
Oh,
I would, because I don't understand a man that would want his woman to be that stressed, and to understand that you sat here and you carried my child for 9 months. You're taking care of my child. And I do believe that as a man, it's part of my duty to make your life easier. And if I make more than enough so you don't have to work, why am I forcing you to work? So you're not lazy? Because
if that's here's the thing, if that's his reasoning, then
wild.
That's diabolical.
It's diabolical.
If it's something to where they can save towards retirement, or like the check that she's bringing in is beneficial,
right? Because
there is benefits to having two working people.
But
like we know that.
But I guarantee you, he's expecting her to take care of the child, work the 8 hours a day, still cook, still clean,
absolutely,
do all that.
Absolutely.
While he sits around because here's the thing. And I don't understand why men do this, but men see their paycheck as a get out of jail free card. Well, I'm paying for it, so what do I have to do? Because there is going to come a time in your life where your money means nothing.
Yeah.
There are instances.
It's gonna be a cold day.
There are situations and there's occurrences where money will not fix your problems.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how much you make. It doesn't matter how well off you assume to be. When it comes to matters of the heart and the emotional matters, your money will not be able to fill the void, or heal a pain, or replace love lost. And that's one thing I feel like a lot of men don't understand until it happens to them. We get so, and I understand how we get there, because we get so wrapped up in building, growing, and trying to achieve a certain level of success and a certain level of status quo. And when we get there, we feel proud of ourselves, and that becomes part of our identity because we worked hard to get there.
Right.
But I feel like what's lost in the sauce of getting there is the fact that at the end of the day, none of this shit means nothing. Because if war broke out tomorrow, it wouldn't matter. If we got invaded tomorrow, it wouldn't matter. If they drop a nuclear bomb tomorrow, it wouldn't matter. What would matter would be the connection to the people you are closest to. And I guarantee you that if you were to misplace yourself from his life, he would feel that.
Of course.
Whether he showed it or not, he would feel it in some kind of way.
Of course.
And he would most likely be jaded towards the next woman he ever approached. But it's a wild situation. And I don't, ma'am, you're not crazy. Like I said, leave that motherfucker with the baby. Because I can just, from personal experience, when we had Phoenix and you went back to work and then I got hurt, right? Mm-hmm. So I was home
with her all the time.
And I was home with her all the time. And she was 3 months, from the time she was 3 months to right before she turned 1, I was with my baby all day, every day. So I have an understanding that this shit is not easy. Now, it was cool at first. But when she turned about 5.5 months, and she started moving, and she wasn't taking no naps no more, and I had to sit here and play and sing, and then that child can eat.
Bye, Demel. Goodbye.
It was rough.
That child can eat. She can eat now.
She used to come home, and
she ain't even on the kid menu no more.
She used to come home. I'm like, girl, take your baby. Matter of fact, shower with her because I'm done. My shift is over. Because I used to call her, hey, you supposed to be off at 6. It is 7:30. Where the hell are you? Come get your child.
I'm enjoying a meal by myself.
She was brutal.
How was that brutal?
Cold-hearted.
Take care of me, Lucius.
Cold-hearted.
I gotta take care of me.
She was cold-hearted. But like I said, I don't know what you're gonna say, baby. I'll say, man, leave that. Just leave the house. Leave with the baby. Maybe you understand.
All right.
Experience is the best teacher.
Am I the asshole for slapping my boyfriend?
Probably not.
My boyfriend admitted to not remembering whether he groped one of my friends on a night out. My friend was crying and begging me to believe her, and after pressuring him to tell me the truth, he said he couldn't remember if he touched her or not, and then he laughed in my face. I have never once hit him before, but when he said But what he said absolutely disgusted me and it broke me. Up until this point, he has been the sweetest boyfriend ever. And to have the idea of him shattered in moments broke my heart. It was like a reflex when I hit him. What upsets me even more is that when I have tried to speak to him about what happened, he keeps acting like it's not a big deal. My boyfriend and his dad are treating me like I'm insane for being upset about what he did to my friend and keeps telling me it was just a drunken mistake on his part. My friends have told me that I was in the right for hitting him and that he deserved it, but I still feel guilty. Am I the asshole?
I'm gonna say yes, because one, you don't have to put your hands on people.
Right. I was gonna say keep your hands to yourself.
Two, they're acting like it's not a big deal because it's not a big deal to them. You gotta understand something that's important to you don't mean it's important to everybody else. So it's not important to them, especially because now they're saying it was in a drunken phase, right? So he may have not remembered, because I know people when they
no, but he remembers obviously because him and his dad are saying, "Why are you blaming him for something he did while he was drunk?" Okay. So he knows that he did it. Okay, and then he shrugged his shoulders and laughed in her face.
Look here, the point of the matter is that if you feel a way about it and he don't feel a way about it, this is one of those things where you have to decide whether or not
what you gonna do,
whether you gonna let this shape the relationship or break the relationship.
Yeah,
you got to make that. Ooh, I put that on the shirt. You got to make that decision. I don't think necessarily that you are an asshole for your emotions, but I don't feel like there's any place to put your hands on anybody. Right. In a violent way, because had he retaliated, I would have said, well, you deserved it because you hit him first.
Yeah. So I agree with that. Don't put your hands on people. Like, even if you upset, you keep your hands to yourself.
Unless you're doing it.
Get your hand off my thigh. Keep your hands to yourself. You don't hit people. Okay. We learned that in kindergarten.
Unless they ask for it.
Now, if they touch you or they hit you, you light off on their ass. That's the kindergarten playground rules.
Stand on business.
Okay. But other than that, no, don't put your hands on him. Two, I think he very much knew what he was doing and he used being drunk as an excuse. And it's probably something he's always wanted to do when he looked at your friend. So there's that.
He might think your friend looked better than you.
Right. And then, so with that, if the image of him is now shaken and broken in your mind, just go. I mean, if y'all ain't got no real ties to each other, just go. Let's see. We can probably squeeze in one more.
Oh, okay. Let's squeeze.
Okay, let's see. Am I the asshole for refusing to go on a family trip after my sister called me the family failure?
Damn. Okay, hold on.
So I've always had a bit of a rocky relationship with my older sister. She's always been the quote unquote golden child in our family. Straight A's, great job, married with kids. You get the idea. Meanwhile, I took a different path. I struggled through college. I jumped in between jobs, and I'm currently working a retail job while I'm trying to figure out my career path. Not perfect, but I'm doing my best. Last week, we had a family dinner where my parents announced that they wanted to take the whole family on a vacation to celebrate their anniversary. It sounded nice until my sister started joking about how she hopes I can afford to take the time off. She then followed it up by saying, "It's okay, we all know you're the family failure, but at least you're fun to hang around." Everyone laughed. I awkwardly smiled, but inside I was done. This isn't the first time she's made comments like that, but it hit differently this time. After the dinner, I told my parents that I wasn't comfortable going on the trip. They tried to brush it off as my sister just joking, but I told them that I'm tired of being disrespected. Now my whole family is upset with me. My sister texted me saying I'm being dramatic and that I'm ruining the trip for everyone. My parents said that they understand that I'm hurt, but that I should come anyway and to not let my sister get under my skin. I really don't want to go, but now I feel guilty for upsetting everyone. Am I the asshole for saying no to going on the trip?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And I would say this real quick. One, I probably would go for the benefit of my parents.
Because it's something that they wanted.
Because it's something that they want. Yeah. Right. And I would also say this. I kind of get the feeling that your sister is just jealous of you because she probably feels like she's had to be perfect.
She's had to be on the straight and narrow.
She's had to be, she's had to be perfect in every sense of the word her whole life.
So there was no room for her to be her true self.
So there's no room for her to actually, right? You said like for her to actually display the person that she actually is. And now since you have taken a different road and you've basically been loved the same way she's been loved, because it seems like your parents love all their kids equally. you've been loved in the same manner in which she's been loved from you guys as parents, and you've been able to have your road bumps and your roadblocks and still be invited and still, you know what I'm saying? That probably got to her a little bit because people need to understand that there is a sacrifice that comes with the image of perfection. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
And I guarantee you that there is probably some hate. There's probably some resentment.
But she probably ain't even happy in her real life.
Right.
She's probably not really happy though.
She probably goes home every day. She can't stand her husband.
Can't stand her kids.
Them goddamn kids on her goddamn nerves, and she want to run away, but she can't run away because she's forced to maintain this image of perfection, and it's driving her crazy. So live your life. I don't think you're an asshole, but I would go. And your sister just a bitch.
Yep, because she's also the older sister. So you know the pressure for her was you need to set a good example for your younger siblings. So there's a pressure of being the firstborn. There's a pressure, you know what I mean? There's a different version of your parents that you get being a firstborn. So I'm pretty sure the pressures that she got from her parents, the firstborn, her sister, she didn't get those same pressures, which is why she probably took a different path.
Right.
Because she didn't have to do all of the things that her older sister did. The older sister was the first child.
Right.
The older sister is we got to get this shit right the first time kid. So, you know what I mean? And I think that's where, like, that makes sense to me. I had heard something about, it was a child therapist talking about why it's important to have multiple children in the house, because when you have multiple children in the house, it's right. They amongst themselves, they figure out where they fall. Yeah. Right. They figure out what their personality type is. Like if this person is type A, I can't occupy that space because my sister already holds that space. Or if, there's a mess up, I can't occupy that space because my brother is already occupying that space. You know what I mean? So I think, and then as somebody who only has one child, I'm constantly thinking about the way she's behaving, the way she's doing things, like, because I want to make sure that she has, be on a certain path, right? But by the time you get to child 2 and 3, after raising child 1, you quickly realize, like, girl, you gonna end up doing what you want to do anyway, regardless of what I say. And
a lot of situations, what it is the firstborn is in the mud.
Yeah, the firstborns, because it's their first time, and it's the parents' first time being parents.
The parents are still leveling up in their life. Right. They're not to a certain level of success. Right. But by the time you get to child number 2, 3, and 4, and now you're a little more secure.
You got a system. You got some money.
Right.
It's a lot different.
Able, right? So that's like I said. Because I got to tell my mom all the time. I tell even my father, my experience
is not the same as my siblings.
It's not going to be the same as my older siblings or my younger siblings.
Because you got different parents, and that's what parents don't understand. There was different versions of you by the time you got to me.
For every number of children you have, there's a different version. That's how many versions of you there are.
Yeah, there was a different version. And that's why the older siblings are always. That's why older siblings are upset with younger siblings sometimes, because they feel like the younger siblings are spoiled. They got to do what they wanted to do, but mom and dad was constantly on my ass about stuff. But it's okay for her to just be a screw up. It's okay for her to struggle and flunk through college. If I bought a C home, you guys were down my damn neck. Right. That's because they ain't got the energy after you, girl. They didn't put so much fear in you. That fear take up a lot of energy.
And that's why when we call our siblings, we go, girl, let me tell you about your mama.
Let me tell you about your mama.
Let me tell you about your daddy.
Because your mama is tripping.
Right. It ain't, because at this moment in time, I'm upset. She not my mama. She
not mama. This ain't the mama I knew. This is your mama.
Because she tripping.
Your mama is tripping. So yeah, I would say you're not the asshole. I agree with you, babe. Go on the trip. Enjoy it. Enjoy your parents, because you don't know what could happen tomorrow. And what if this is the last family vacation? Right. Everybody gets to where everybody is together. Right. And this is the one thing that your parents wanted, was to have all of their children for their anniversary as a resemblance of, their life.
Here's the thing. There may be an announcement on the vacation.
You never know.
They might trying to get y'all somewhere where y'all can't really act out.
Bye, babe.
I'm just saying.
Where y'all can't really act out.
Yeah.
I can't. All right, guys. This has been another episode of the Life After I Do podcast. If you're not doing so already, you already know the drill. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. YouTube. You can also write into the podcast at lifeafteridopodcast@gmail.com. Please go ahead. Feel free. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like and do all of the things, guys.
All the things.
You get a new episode every Wednesday. We're available on all digital streaming platforms. You get a new Our 2 Cents every Monday. So don't forget to head over to YouTube to follow us on YouTube. We are still going strong on TikTok, guys, but we do need your help in showing us some love on Instagram and YouTube. Okay? So don't forget about us over there. I know some of y'all are on Instagram and YouTube as well.
Look,
okay?
I don't blame them because Instagram is trash.
So don't forget to like and share and follow and do all of the social media things,
stuff.
Okay? But until the end, we'll see you next week.
Peace, Booskies.
Peace, Booskies. Oh, my